Hello, Jonathan, Las Vegas Collectibles. I'm also on Instagram at LVC Diversified and on Twitter, Las Vegas Collect. Just started doing that and super new to that. Don't know what's going on, but I'll figure it out eventually. Anyways, I want to make a quick comment. Video about the Gold Glove Award, and I thought it was very interesting. This is a part of the baseball world that I know nothing about, how awards are actually awarded, right? What goes into that. And so I broke it down from my perspective based off of what he was talking about. And I have no idea. The thing that stood out to me, though, the company that created this award and awards it only takes defensive statistics of any player for each position, any player. They only take into consideration their defensive stats for only 25% of what they take into consideration for the award. So it tells me that 75% of what makes up the requirements or the ingredients to earn this award has nothing to do with defensive stats. And that was my perspective off of what he was saying. And I believe his intent was to paint the picture that defensive stats should be more important, and if you have the best defensive stats, you should win the Gold Glove for your position. Again, that's just my understanding of what was being communicated. And I actually completely understand what he says, because statistics and numbers are hard to be taken subjectively. It's an objective, fact-based kind of assessment. And so it's easier to be like, well, that person did the best in the position, so they get the award, versus 75% of what makes up the award being a subjective thing that we don't know anything about. There's not a lot of transparency, it seems like, on how this award is awarded. So 25% is stats, 75% is subjective opinions by coaches and managers in the game, and they can't vote for the players on their own team. So like the Pittsburgh Pirates coaches and managers wouldn't be able to vote for Ke'Bryan Hayes, which is the example he was presenting. So it tells me that Rawlings, the creator of this award, doesn't care about how good you are defensively by the stats. There must be a lot of intangible. 75% is intangible. And I thought that was interesting. And the reason I think it's interesting is because they're awarding the intangibles, the subjective nature of these players. And it got me thinking about the MVP. So a lot of people believe Aaron Judge should win the AL MVP. And I don't see it that way. I actually believe Shohei Ohtani should win the AL MVP, because in my brain, most valuable means the team, right? So in this case, the Yankees or the Angels, the team that gets the most back from a player for the amount of resources they provide should be the most valuable player, because it's most valuable. Like, the answer to the question is in the question. And so if a player plays two positions and plays them exceptionally well, they're getting twice the value over a player that plays one position exceptionally well. Right? Like, that's 1 + 1 = 2. And so it's interesting to me, because that kind of thinking, which is where my brain is very similar to what Clemente Collector was talking about, where the numbers should justify who wins what award. But it's more than that. right? Even though I don't agree with it, I'm actually very numbers oriented, and I actually very much believe the numbers should dictate who the award winners are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think, and the numbers don't really matter, because Aaron Judge is most likely going to win it, even though I don't believe the amount of money the Yankees are paying him versus the amount of money the Angels are paying Shohei. I believe the Angels are getting a better return on their investment, more value than the Yankees are getting. I mean, right? Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Clemente Collector, I loved your video. Thank you so much for teaching me about how that award is broken down. I just wanted to give you my 2 cents because that's what I do. But I am totally new into this whole world. I am a COVID-born collector. I'm going to run with that until somebody comes up with a better name. All right, everybody, take care. Wish you nothing but the best.